hustle, man. I be feeling like one of them ball playing like Bird or Magic or something. But if I leave, the fans still gonna love me, man.
What's up guys, Trilogy here. Today we're doing another Cyberpunk Edgerunner videos. You guys seem to like the last one, so racking my brains for ideas, and I just decided to be basic. And today we're going to be doing a tier list for basically the main characters. If you can see the tier list yet, it has quite a few of the more main characters on here. No pun intended. But we're probably not going to rank all of these guys. So let's see. Do we want to go in order or no? Let's see. I think we'll just go in order, honestly. So first up, we have David. David is basically our perspective. He is the newest member of the gang, you know, and so everything in the world is introduced through him. He's our filter, our eyepiece, and you know, that's how we get exposed to the world of Cyberpunk. Me personally, I had played the game, but I wasn't like a super big fan of the world. Like I didn't buy it when it first came out because of the glitches and everything. And when I did buy it, I'm like, okay, this game is very boosted. But after a while, I did get into the game, and I literally finished it like 2 months ago. And the game's like 2-3 years old, it feels like. So that was a lot due to this show. This show really revitalized how I felt about the world and makes it much cooler. Like I probably wouldn't play a second playthrough, but after watching this show, I really want to get more immersed in the world of Cyberpunk, and that's just how good it is. But back to David, he's cool, all right. Despite everything that happened to everything around him and the warnings that he received from both Rebecca and his other friends, like it just seemed pretty. Like, despite the history that he saw Maine go crazy due to cyberpsychosis, and he still followed down the same path due to him believing that he was special and built different, which I like to think he was, because he was able to use the Sandesket so many times, but he did overkill it. And in the end, he did die despite not taking his girl to the moon like she really wanted. There's kind of some emotional unavailability for you to not know that your girl would rather you go to the moon with her versus her going to the moon in general, you know. I think she'd rather stay here in the city with you alive, but I know hindsight is 2020. So as far as that goes, David, I think he is a bit boosted, but I am still going to put him in the, he's not an S tier character. His motivations were kind of flawed, but you know, he's human, you know, he's not perfect. I like to believe all of his actions are within his character, even if we don't support those actions. So I am going to throw David on the A tier as far as that goes. Not quite S tier, which is reserved for like a more perfect character, but you know, we'll put him here. Up next, we have Maine, which is going to be our mentor character. Of course, you know, all mentor characters die. We knew Maine was probably going to die, but the cyberpsychosis that we witnessed as he gradually lost control of his senses and his functions is kind of dark, you know. I wish that feature was something in the game, that whenever you added more chrome to your body in the game, you could get a chance for cyberpsychosis. And hey, I think that would be really cool. Like, seems like something they should definitely add with such an emphasis on that in the world of the show. But because Maine doesn't get a lot of screen time, he only gets like 4 or 5 episodes, I believe, we're gonna throw him in B tier. Nothing crazy, but hey, nothing horrible either. Up next, we have Dorio, which is basically Maine's lover, which I like Dorio not as much as Maine, but Dorio is really a ride or die. Like, that's Maine's girl, and despite him going crazy, she stuck with him throughout that. And even when it was clear that he was going to die during the fight, she still went down with him, went down swinging. Like, they don't make women like that no more. Like, she's loyal. Like, but besides her dedication to Maine, I really didn't get a lot of other character from her outside of their relationship. So I don't think I can put her any higher than Maine, who had other relationships in the show that we got to see and experience. So I'm going to put Dorio just under Maine in the B tier. Still good for her dedication to the group and Maine, but not enough to go any higher. And I might change that. I'm thinking C tier maybe, but we're going to leave her there for now. Up next, we have the traitor herself, Kiwi. It's hard for me to say whether she was a traitor the whole time or if she saw things going south and she wanted to get out of there and profit a little bit. I really don't mess with Kiwi. Like, I think it was cool that they had a traitor character, because not everyone can be loyal to the bone, like Dorio and Rebecca and Lucy. So we do have to have a couple snakes in the grass. So I am thinking I want to put her low C tier, but we don't have anyone else in C tier right now. So I'm gonna put her in D tier. And then that's just me. Okay, up next, let's see. Okay, so we have Rebecca's brother, and I actually forgot his name. Is he Pilar? I can't remember. He got blown away. He was like the first death, like besides David's mom. So I was just like, wow. I'm like, they blew him away. Like I thought he might still be alive, but nope, he's dead. He's not as good as Dorio, although I think he does have more personality than Dorio. But due to his limited screen time, I don't think I can put him above Dorio because we don't get to see him do too much besides be kind of a wild card. And he's not as much of a wild card as Rebecca in the earlier episodes. So she does what he does better. So I'm gonna throw him in the C tier, it looks like. Still above Kiwi though, because Kiwi sucks. Up next we have best girl, Rebecca. Rebecca is an S tier character. S tier, buddy, not A tier. Let me put her in the S tier because that's where she belongs. I love Rebecca. She's so small. She has so much energy. She's so loyal. After the death of her brother, you might not notice it, but she does kind of reel it in a bit. She's not as wild and reckless, and she does seem to care about the gang more. Like you can see her expression concern for David and Lucy and other characters, and she wants to keep the group together. And I wonder how the story would have been if she had become the new leader after Maine died instead of David. I don't think she would have let him chrome out. I mean, of course, it's his body, his choice, but you know, I don't think she would have let him chrome out like that and be a risk to the team. But you know, David took charge. He was the main character. Yeah. So we have David's mom. She doesn't really get a lot of screen time. She dies pretty early on. She is a good mom. She works hard to send her son to school. Despite her dying, I want to put her above Kiwi, but she doesn't really have a lot of screen time, so it's kind of hard to put her any higher. I think we're going to give her an honorary C tier because she's a good mom, and for her David to do everything that he needed to do, he needed to be free of any parentage who would restrict him and make him go to school. So that's why we have to put her here. But yeah, up next, who is this? Oh, this is the Ripper Doc. I'm not about to mess with him. Faraday, no. Adam Smasher. I'm gonna do Adam Smasher even though he didn't get a lot of screenplay, just because he was in the game. Based off of what I'm trying to decide if I want to use off of what I know in the game too, or just the show. I think we're just gonna go with show depiction. And if that's the case, he really was just like an enforcer. Didn't do too much, but he did get the win. He destroyed the group. For that, let's see. For that, I want to put him in B or C tier. I can't decide, you know. I think we're going to put him in B tier. Low B tier, though. But there's Adam Smasher. Faraday. Let's see. This is the driver. I forget the driver's name. But that's crazy. But he was cool. He was a ride or die, too. He went down. I think he survived to the end, but he was riding with Rebecca as far as loyalty, but he doesn't have her traits. He's not the main character like David. He doesn't have the relationships I feel like Dorio and Maine. He doesn't have the impact of Adam Smasher. He doesn't stand out as much to me as the brother. So I'm probably gonna put him low C tier just because he has way more screen time than the mom. And he did stick it out through the end. So we're gonna put him there. This is the guy who makes the BDs. This is the guy who went crazy at the beginning. That's the friend. Oh, so it looks like the last one that I'm going to do is probably Lucy. Lucy, I do mess with Lucy, but probably not as much as everyone else. It just seems like she was a wild card at the beginning. Like with the scene where she rode the ambulance, the hospital bed in the traffic, like that was crazy. But after that, I feel like she becomes more restrained. She does have a lot of trauma from her past and stuff like that. She is David's girl. She does stick it out with him. So just like Dorio, but I do think she was fleshed out a bit more than Dorio. But I don't think I like her more than Maine, so I'm gonna throw her in the B tier. And we're probably not gonna rank the rest of these guys just because I don't feel like they were important enough to actually rank. But yeah, so let me see if I wanna change this. So we have Rebecca in the S tier, David in A tier, Maine at the top of B, Lucy, Dorio, Adam Smasher, Rebecca's brother, the driver, David's mom, and then Kiwi. yeah, I think I'm happy with that. So yeah, guys, that's my tier list for Cyberpunk Edgerunners. If you want to see more content like this, I definitely recommend you subscribe, comment down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Trilogy out. Peace.
I love the hustle, man. I be feeling like one of them ball playing, like Bird or Magic or something. But if I leave, the fans still gonna love me, man?